levels 6.666 levels, and level 6.66, and finally level 666, because I wanted to go through every level that had 3 6s in it, I guess. Like, only 3 6s. So, but, yeah, let's begin with the Burning Lobby, or otherwise level 0.666, which is a class unalive zone, because it has numerous hazards, strictly uninhabitable, and also presence of lethal entities. And this is a sub-level located between level 0 and 1, which is the habitable zone, I think. I think it was called that, but... So, the contents for this will be description, entities, colonies and outposts, hellmasters, zealots, entrances and exits. Why are these repeated? You know what, never mind. So this is a completely perked corridor of level 0.666. Don't worry, 6.66 is a bit different, but so level 0. You know what? We'll just call it level 6. Like, we'll call it like level 0.6. All right, that just makes it shorter. So level 0.6 is similar to level 0, except the entire level is on fire. This fire will predictably burn your skin and potentially unalive you. So that's no good. So far, not one person has entered this level and lived to tell the tale. And entry is strictly prohibited by the Meg. The Meg has claimed that this level is far too dangerous and therefore has declined to send any contractors there, and they failed to establish that this level should be avoided at all costs. This level is one of the most dangerous levels in Backrooms that doesn't derive its dangerousness from the presence of entities. Fire seems to react with the level's wallpaper and carpet, creating fumes that are dangerous to inhale. Instead of the traditional buzzing of the fluorescent lights, a loud alarm sound can be heard throughout the level. The walls, at least the ones that are not burnt, are a bright red color instead of the ordinary pale yellow of level 0's walls. Unlike the moist carpet of the original level 0, this level's carpet is extremely hot, and prolonged exposure can begin to actually melt the soles of shoes. There are few actual images of this level due to the fact that the immense heat produced by the flames cause cameras to malfunction. Only audio recordings seem to work fine in this level. It seems like certain areas in this level contain hot molten rock burning at about 700 degrees Celsius, 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit. No photos of this area have been taken due to the fact of that extremely hot molten rock melts cameras and eventually the waters themselves. So that's also no good. Wait, where is it? No one has survived being in level 0.6 to this day, but it is theorized that if someone manages to not survive, they would be tormented by third-degree burns and blisters all over their body, or even die after returning. The molten rock in this wall also appears to be a shade of magenta instead of the traditional color it is in the front rooms, or otherwise reality. Due to this area being extremely inhospitable to ordinary wanderers, the Meg have attempted to use drones instead to explore this level, although it has since also failed due to the fact that the immense heat temperatures of the level caused the batteries inside the drones to explode, which is also no good, causing the drone to plummet into the flames or magenta magma. It'd be really funny to see pink magma. That would be actually real awesome, not gonna lie. Just see a disgusting version of magma. Anyways, they're never to be seen again. It's believed that they're actually are actually further sub areas in this level, but it would be so dangerous to access them that it's almost impossible. The band have attempted to seal off as many of its levels entrances as possible. So good thing. And so now we're over to this is less long of a so just like 2 paragraphs. House can be found in this level, although they're extremely aggressive and will give chase to anyone they see. They're covered in flames and show signs of severe burns all over their body, although these flames don't appear to be able to actually kill them unalive. The men have dubbed these entities Hellhounds. Alright, hounds from hell are in the back rooms. What could be worse? There's also entities that are unique to this level, referred to as the Hellmaster. Remember that name. They are giant fire beasts that make horrible roaring sounds. They see you, which tends to be attract attentions of hounds in the area. Hellmaster is one of the most aggressive entities in Backrooms. They are also burning facelings. There are also burning facelings, the death moths, and death rats. There's also a unique type of spider called the fire reaper. As in 9 plays, these spiders are capable of breathing fire. So basically, they're a living, breathing spider that breathes flamethrower stuff. Dude, they're OP. Because I know how to do this. Alright. Colonies and outposts. Hellmaster Zealots. 7 members. Very aggressive, not willing to trade. Have special fire weapons. Deadly. Hellmaster's Zealots are what is believed to be capable of talented burning facelings that have trick deal with the Hellmasters in order to not be hunted. In exchange for worshipping them. They are armed with fire swords, flamethrowers, and even assault rifles. I am not spelling that. Ammunition. Entrances and exits. Alright, they're not getting hits with people during around walls of level 0 and creating a pathway to this level. Only way I feel like that's possible if you have fire soul on you, find it somehow in level 0. I don't know if that's possible though, but or if you were holding on to something that could cause fire or something while you fell into the backrooms. I also find that great door in the black rooms. Oh, I forgot this one. What was this one? It's not the back rooms. It's the black rooms. So is that level 7 or something? Oh, level 6. I can't remember. But anyway, it's a sub-level zone of level 2,999. 2,992. That's what I meant to say. Leads here. Going back to the great door, mentioning that entrances leads back to the black rooms. No claiming for a wall leads to level 67. If there's a pushy spot, you may be set to level 404, but this is unconfirmed. So yeah. Now let's go check cryophobia. Ooh, we got a dark one. So this one, I think, is gonna be like a. Oh yeah. Also, let's see. I might actually do our levels 1 through 11. No, 0 through 11. Backwards levels explain video. And then after that, I'll get to 22nd level. From levels 12 through 22. And then yeah, I think I'll do that. So those will be 2 separate videos. One will be levels 12 through 22, and the first one will be level 0 through 11. So yeah, I feel like that'll be pretty fun to make. And of course, before that, those will probably be a level 999 X-Lane, level 999, and 1000, and potentially 9999 level. Both of those, but but anyways, back to the video. So cryophobia is a class 5E. So as a cure, on extremely low temperatures. So there's no entities. I'm pretty sure. So this is level 6.6. 6.66. The sublevel between level 6 and level 7. We'll call level 6.66 6.6 because So level 6.6 is also known as cryophobia. The shuttle is a large abandoned basement. The level consists of small rooms and extremely long and narrow corridors. The entire place is dark, and the only source of luminosity is small lamps found in the ceiling of rooms and corridors. The current state of this level is decaying, and the floor walls and ceiling look burnt and destroyed. Nothing can be found in the rooms except low lamps shining weak and light that fades to deep darkness of level 6.6. First photo taken of level 6.6. The atmosphere of this level is surprisingly cold, having extremely low temperatures, which is no good, causing the individual who stays at level 6.6 without proper equipment to die unalive from hypothermia. To avoid problems with the frigid atmosphere of level 6.6, it's highly recommended that individuals keep close to the white lights while exploring the rooms, because the light is the only heat source in the vast spaces level. Due to its temperature, level 6.6 is devoid of life, so no entities. So that's a good change from the first level. So we went from basically hell to a winter wonderland. But 666 will be back to hell. You'll see that when we get to that. But yeah. So anyways, level 6.6 is unsafe and has unstable properties, all of which are related to the temperature in the atmosphere. How did I forget to? Never mind. Which is usually cold. The entire level always seems to be changing due to its temperature. These climate changes can indicate a decrease in the temperature or a low increase. What does low increase mean? Never mind. Due to these exchanges, the level may become unstable for long periods until it adapts to the changes. Certain events may indicate that abrupt weather changes will occur. Walls starting to move and appear loose, becoming narrower or wider. Small leaks of boiling water from the ceiling or floor. Rooms consistently beating, lights flickering. When these events occur, individuals should prepare for sudden climate change and try to seek shelter. After spending considerable amount of time on level 6.6, the coldness will begin to take hold of the wanderer's minds, and consequently, hallucinations will occur. Hallucinations can be accompanied by symptoms such as nausea. I think it's nausea. No, never mind. I don't know. Voices and whispers. If voices start becoming frequent, the individual will need to leave the level as soon as possible. Traveling far enough into level 6.6 may cause onwards to find stairs that lead down. What the fuck does that mean? What is... And however, it is impossible to explore these areas because they're for inexplicable reasons. They are completely flooded by boiling water. Oh, so I mean, well, the water's hell apparently. Alright. Don't go into water. It's fucking hell in the water. But, alright. Given today's water seem clean, consumption is not recommended. So do not drink it or, pray to God that you don't die if you consume it. Like, just do that. Because I honestly don't know what happens to you if you do that, but level 6.6 is extremely hard to explore and stay in. It's a consequence, its climate-changing properties along with its massive structure and what lies after it have never been explained. Alright, so, that's a lot of stuff. Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff. No, never mind. At least this one's only 3 paragraphs. Between large and unknown periods in level 6.6, the Wanderer may hear strange noises coming from the lights, and after these noises, all lights in the level will go out, making the entire level completely dark. Whew. This is a fatal event due to the high decrease in the current temperature of the level. At the moment, the entire observable space of level 6.6 will become a vast abyss, and consequently, the temperature will begin to decrease, causing the Wanderer to begin to hallucinate and hear voices. Reported that these voices are different from voices heard when the lights are on. These voices will begin to call the Wanderer to visit the... I don't know. That seems like a trap. Of a level just flooded. Don't do that. When the lights turn off, it is recommended that the Wanderer not listen to the voices and sit in a corner and try to warm up until the lights come back again. These lights usually come back 3 hours after the blackout. After long periods of level 6.6, loud sounds of water flowing out may be heard. During these sounds, water from the underground areas will begin to drain, and these areas will become suitable for exploration. However, it's not recommended to stay in the underground for a long time, because after a run of time, the water will rapidly rise again. The underground level 6.6 is different from the original area and consists of long and extremely narrow passages that intersect. I am not going to attempt to read that. Into 4 paths at each junction, like a ventilation maze. Each path tend to remain constant ahead, but they may have slight and abrupt inclines upwards and downwards. Inexplicably, these areas are less cold than the main floor. However, it is more advisable to stay on the upper floor. These areas do not have any light source, so a flashlight is required. Alright. In the underground, even with more suitable temperatures, it is still seems devoid of life. However, the voice that is heard during the blackout will be more frequent here and in an unknown manner. They seem to recognize anyone who enters the underground and once again invite them to explore the long tunnels even further. Seems like an even bigger trap. Many wanderers have gone missing by following the voices because they would be hearing family members or friends they had in the front rooms. I'm sorry, if I heard my family in another world, I'd be looking the other damn way. Cause I, for fucking God's sakes, know that my family ain't gonna be in the fucking back rooms, bro. So I'm booking it, bro. Like, run, just run. Like, nah. I am not being tricked by that, bro. I am looking the other way, bro. Maybe if my family fell into the back rooms with me at the same time, but we got lost, then I believe them. But if not, then yeah, no, you're not tricking me ever. But yeah, anyways, the interest of these voices and what lies beyond the underground is currently not known. However, it is recommended that any wanderer should stay away from the underground and should not listen to voices. I wonder if there's like a entity that is causing the voices. And they're leading wanderers to them so they can feast. I am not going into depth what I mean by that. For sake of me not being instantly deleted, but the underground should only be entered if the wanderer needs to warm up urgently, if necessary. One should not go away from the exit, as the waters will rise again quickly, leading anyone who gets lost inside the tunnels to a worse fate. Yeah. Level 606 is completely devoid of life, therefore no entity has ever been seen on this level. The witches heard in the deepest zones are recorded only as hallucinations. But hallucinations could be made by like entity or something. There's no colonies or outposts. Exploring deep into colder areas of level 6 have a rare chance to take one here. And exits we have 3 instead of just 1 for the entrance. So exits include like crawling through tunnels that lead upwards can take 1 to level 7. So I guess that's a cool way to go to level 7. Crawling through tunnels that lead downwards can take 1 to level 37.1. I never heard of that level before. Plus. Okay, so level 37.1 is a class 3 unsafe, unstable, low entity count sublevel in between levels 37. We know that. Okay, I guess. So whatever areas can take 1 back to level 6. So you know you can't see anything in level 6, but yeah, that's it for the cryophobia. Now it's time for the biggest hell you'll ever see in this. Alright, so level 666. So next thing I am not saying that. What does that mean? Class priority. If you have suddenly been assigned to the level 666, please read the following document. Reason. Treacherous nature of level 666, or as hell, the devil's number, but accompanied by its anomalous and unpredictable properties. Protocol. Any further investigation and the commission of level 66 with human exploration is temporarily halted. Usually the drones without human intervention are heavily encouraged for any more authentication examination of information on the level in question. So, if you are sent here, you would not have a good time. I'm just gonna tell you that. You would not have a really good, at all good time. So, alright. So, under those circumstances, should one revisit the respective level due to the reasons stated above? Furthermore, it's highly advised to not assume experience that dictates the chances of survivability. Any drugs insisting on a recent discovery of assumed important information are to be put under heavy surveillance and interrogated. Do not grant the subjects access to interactions with the persons not assigned to level 666. Inability to follow the information instructions will be handled and may result in capital punishment. I am not saying the Sisters 1936. Okay, so the real class is undetermined. Mysterious properties, unsecure, and hypothetical low entity count. So level 666 is 667 level of the Backrooms. It's ironically a hotspot for wanderer traffic. What does that mean? A hunted photograph of level 666 initially delivered in damage. It was purposely taken on January 8th, 1863, I'd say like that. 2 centuries after discovery, around 1666. The back of the photograph contains the data, a handwritten inscription, I do not know how to say that, holiday, and a doodle of a skeleton marked as camera that obscure? Does that mean obscure? Please tell me that means obscure, because I don't know what that is. A typical city. Alright. Alright, I guess I can try to say that. Level 666 mimics the Senmon Tori Thousand Tori Gates and Romanized Japanese. I don't know if I said any of those words right besides for the Japanese part of the Fushimi Inyaritiashia. I do not know if I said that correctly. But Prefecture of Japan is only one path whose extensive length cannot be determined, although its architecture mostly corresponds to the original site. The corridor is built without consideration for reasonable geometry. As a case in point, some areas may appear perfectly straight, while some possess curvatures. Is that how you say it? That are acute to the point where the gates will merge with one another. That seems odd. Furthermore, the installation of the torii makes it often impossible for wanderers to step out of the interior. If, for instance, one finds a gap of inadequate size that can be used as a passage to an outside environment, there's a visible force that blankets the entire. I don't know how you spell that word. I'm not pronouncing that. Preventing anyone from doing so, corridors may abruptly twist upwards or downwards, creating pits of varying sizes that are possible to navigate through without climbing equipment. Further anomalies in level are mere minor inconveniences. They are more often occurring as one traverses further from their initial starting zone. That can differ in location through the respective whereabouts is feared to be set near the center of level of gravity, strangely dictated by the interior as the path revolves random directions on the sky. One may catch a glimpse of the unusual sight through the cavities between the gates. However, this could cause slight headaches and nausea. I am not. I don't know if it's say nausea. And part of due to their subconscious sentiment of distortion. The countless increases and decreases of elevation are heavily unstable, with certain locations having a 90-degree leading further into what otherwise would have been the ground. Though for the quarter's purpose, further up forward, the opposite is also true for some areas are possible to ascend without proper equipment, and neural increases and decreases will very wavy-like pattern act as barriers or obstacles for wanderers. Really, however, spikes and triangles which are made of stone, blocks of the ground is what I meant to say, may protrude, that's how you say it, out of the ground, potentially causing injury to their sharpness. How long is... Oh god. Oh no. What have I gotten myself into? Oh no. I got myself into a huge list. Oh god. This actually may take longer to read than I expected. I mean, after the other levels being kind of short, I wasn't really expecting it to be pretty long. I ain't gonna lie. But okay, I guess. But who cares anymore? Although seemingly constructed out of concrete, the Tories' experience is far greater than that of the fusing material. Analysis of material, whose samples came from the fallen and chipped piece of the gates, concluded that its structure consists of hexagonal lattices alike to graphene. Although layered upon each other, of how the molecular structure can form such texture remains an anomaly, as well as its tensile strength for similar bond that exists in natural graphite reaches a minimal that is comparatively and durably brittle. Concrete-like material in cushion, however, has scored a inconsistent 10 to 14 on the most hardness scale. Excluding concrete rubble in the floor, there are there are few distinguishing objects that disturbs the uniformity of the levels. G characters that can be seen written and lanterns on the gates. Nevertheless, there's still more furniture to be found within the lot. Only these only include key tables and chairs, differing from the front rooms, aka reality counterpart, where one cannot find such parts. In particular, the aforementioned object, mainly the lanterns, poses more of a threat than its appearance suggests. There is a possibility of them instantaneously rupturing or blown over by the wind. Most contain candles inside, which could inflict some damage on the unlucky passerby. What does that mean? Does that mean a wanderer? Because I feel like you should have said wanderer instead, not gonna lie. Where was I at again? Okay, that here. Because this nomenclature is too result is inconclusive, it takes multiple people. It's people. Your grammar is bad to undertake an unnecessarily dangerous task. Ordinary decorations are not anticipated to directly explode, such as pottery and tableware. Items are also affected, therefore, as made aware to simply evade eating decorations encountered. So this page is pretty long. Unlike the others, which are pretty short, I'm not gonna lie, this level 666 is pretty long. And this is just like reading a literal, real passage, or like chapter in one of those books. Like one of those long chapters. The outdoors of the inaccessible anomalous region of level 666. The path is located in since the discovery of the level. Entry to the secluded area has yet to be successful from sightseeing through gaps in between the gates. It appears as an expansive temperate forest of sakura trees encircled by snowy mountain range. With Unusual and random patches of bamboo grow dotted throughout the landscape, which also includes some mountain ranges. Some of these bamboo overlap with the trees as surroundings in the intersection often exhibit rapid discoloration as a visual effect akin to television static. Weather in level 666 evidently takes place here. The illumination in the sky is always blocked by overcast despite the level never experiencing rainfall, though for most of the time the level is relatively windy and occasions blustery. What does blustery mean? Whew. Structures such as temples, shrines, and even cemeteries can be seen quite frequently, especially toward further into the level, where the concentration is much greater. The temples, especially have origins traced from not only Japan, but also from the rest of East Asia. The other I don't know how I forgot how to say that word, but can seldom be grotesquely distorted. I don't know if I said grotesquely correctly, but the most common distortions include upside down temples, especially for the one-story full-fronted archetypes, and for high rises. I don't know what that means. Capsized structures as if they're sinking into the ground, and worm-like geometry off, with the structure's trajectory upwards bit arbitrarily. Arbitrarily? Yeah, that's, I think that's how you say it. The effect originally captured on a digital camera was one of the few images without much granular defects caused by the photographic disturbance anomaly. A derelict image of the outdoors captured by an unknown operative of the Backrooms colonist during the vacation in Kyoto before his entry to the Backrooms. Taking a direct photograph or any type of visual media of the outdoors would result in corruption of the file, although in some cases there are still retrievable using backups or recovery software. The image itself would instead be replaced by the site of another corridor. When open, curiously, however, for a live broadcast, the effect would have significantly delay for around a minute before it would end up due to corruption. Screenshotting the frames for the streams, unfortunately, does not have the same delay. The individual frames have been reduced through pseudo-copying, and though they are currently classified as the groups responsible for the process, timing in level 666 is linear, meaning a clock will not malfunction and will display it likely correct time when used in level. However, daytime and nighttime each last precisely 6 months instead of 24 hours, acting more like seasons of the sun that rises and sets in certain direction instead of east to west. A pattern similar to seasons in the northern hemisphere. Daytime happens during summer months and nighttime during winter months. Spring months are integrated into summer months, while fall into winter. Alright. Especially wind speeds and level are faster on average during daytime due to cooler air, and temperature tends to drop to 5 degrees Celsius during nighttime for the average 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. When it is bright, changes between the day to night or vice versa. Instead of a slow transition in sunniness could be potentially increasing the vulnerability. God damn it! Vulnerability. I don't know what the hell I'm saying that right. Toward potential hazards. Additionally, Commerce's will malfunction due to the Earth's magnetic effect. The forest may or may not possess. Whew. Geologically, the outdoors seems to be extremely unstable and rapid. Numerous division lines have been detected, and actually, is that a word? That's a word? Hold up, that's a word. That's a word. That's a word. When the hell is this a word? You know what? Never mind. Regions do not seem to correlate with each other. For example, a structure might have both of its halves separated far away, or an empty space would be present on the border. Therefore, it's through as the expanse seems to be divided into tectonic plates. The area of visibility experiences earthquakes that may be 10 magnitude on the Richter scale, though the corridor and level takes place is invariably not affected by it. And there's a lot of phenomenons. Never mind, there's only two. Two anomalies exist in level 666. Alright, I just saw track. Where were we? Oh yeah, okay. So there's anomalies specific to the level. Much of their effects are commonly seen during extended periods of exploration, which is usually the case for most wanderers, are as access are rather difficult to come upon normally. While they do not pose a physical threat, they get if that's a word as well. Okay, never mind. Psychological treatment to viewers depending on the severity of the subject's formation. Rotation effect, as called, don't know how to pronounce that, referred to as an LSD trip or acid trip. Alright, that's no good. Rotation effect is a visual ignis fatuus. I don't know if I said that last one right, but I know ignis is right? Or is it Ignis? I think it's Ignis. Like Ignis. But the anomaly gets its name from causing wanderers to experience hallucinations of the level's corridor being spawning. Okay. Contorted rapidly, a perception that draws parallels to psychedelic experience. Despite its slang term, there is no relation between the anomaly and. We are not saying that. We're not saying that, bro. Lysergic acid. I am not saying that word either, because I don't know what the hell that means. Its effect is usually viewed from the interior, evoking a more claustrophobic and panic feeling that courses want to rapidly flee. Such energy lost during this time, especially the fact that level contains little to no food sources, make the fatality rate for the anomaly remarkable remarkably significant. Okay, now let's go. Videos recorded while the wanderer was experiencing this anomaly has confirmed that it is heavily illusionary. Although this is the case, that is not recommended to simply stand still during the event of rotation effect, as the alteration of the environment may still somewhat catapult objects, including wanderers, which can cause severe head injuries and internal bleeding. Ketchuping. The circumvent through such danger, it is advised to instead walk angle away from it without turning toward the area affected. There we go. Perception of the corpses, unlike animals and humans alike, is not unique to level 66. The manner in which they are kept may provoke a lifelong panic, inducing a series of flashbacks and disturbing images. The reaction of those who are exposed to such a scene is more enhanced as much more often than not. Most develop post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD), despite numerous tests where the subjects possess varying sensitivities toward violence, showing that every person underwent same aftermath ordeal. A declassified image of the catacomb SQ storage area for the mummified unalive people and animals located in level 35 for human owned by the Meg. For most corpses affected by this phenomenon, the outer layers and organs that are near or on the surface appear to decompose as usual, showing signs of fungi and bacterial growth that have eaten away and securing the activities of the east pupil. The ends in the parts deep below the surface of the body, such as muscle fibers, the inner parts of the eyes, nose, and ears, and ketchup vessels, specifically the vines, do not show signs of rot, as decomposers seem to refuse to spread deeper. Instead, they appeared as if the organism had just perished in a few seconds before, in rare cases, even slight movement and natural contortion can still be detected. Alive despite and directly above it is already decayed and decaying. Alright. Photographs or any visual media taken of the corpses have been outlawed due to obvious fact. Anyone in possession of one has to either incinerate the image at any mediums and any means that could contain it immediately, or face prosecution if caught distributing the materials regardless of intentions. Oh my god. Oh no. Well, we're not reading that. I saw that. You're not not reading it. Alright, we only have like 1 and 2, 3 left. 3 of these left. Well, this is just a paragraph, I think. And that's only like 3. So, thank God. Level 666 possess no concrete evidence that it houses entities as of yet. Corpses have been found to bear, scratch, and bite marks of rot in skin and contractually clean and deep wounds within fresh bacteria, which suggests potential attacks from an entity or third party. A non-entity is theorized to be the killers. However, in an interesting fashion, it retained cuts and stabbings look to be uniform and precisely performed by the perpetrator, turning vital ends and vessels that would otherwise be impossible to lash without basic medical knowledge. Injuries that do align with those found in common attacks with hounds and smells appear on these bodies, as previously mentioned, and the circumstance behind this remains ambiguous. Not aiding in with the case, level 766 is also a routine site for hunt in the Backrooms, being the location for many notable cases of murder and alright. Well, I did not need to know that. After level 666 is dangerously not odious, and wanderers can simply stumble upon an entrance easily in all levels of the Backrooms, excluding level 0. Located from and to level 666 has been shown to be possible, and entrance to level 666 and level 10. 10? That shouldn't be right. Entering risk level as 5, or being devoured by the beast in shall we make a deal, Gary? Okay, so the parent of the beast is like a giant octopus thing. So if you see an octopus, run away. Do not be devoured by it. And level 5, which is like tell place. May lead 1 to level 6. It says may, so don't do that. Although showing urges to form, passing through the wall of fire at the end of the hospital hallway in the lava section of level 210 can transfer 1 to level 666. In rare cases, jumping through a window in level 403.17 a prolonged period of unconsciousness in level 910 will lead one to wake up here. Having a karma rating below negative 80 but higher than negative 100 in level 999. Okay? Exits. A sudden loss of consciousness may signify a waiting exit to level 45. What is level 45? And so you might not want to go to level 45. You may want to go for the other. So this one, may want to go to this one. Which one is this one? Level 909. Yeah, your best bet is to go to this one. We know this goes gives you like 909. I feel like 100 is better. Whew. Puddle formed by an unknown cause of a minuscule probability of transferring one to level 100. Level is unofficially classified under class 4 environmental, though anomaly is present that prevents any attempt to replace the class undetermined class. It's the full level 13's image that was taken in 1934. It's the oldest known photograph of a Backrooms level. Level 13. Okay. Also, level 999 being different. How is the Island of the Void? Torii is a traditional game in Japanese architecture. Oh, wait a minute. I think I've seen that in Memek. Interesting. It currently uses the instruments of a Shinto shrine that cannot be located inside the shrine itself. You know what? Never mind. I'm not reading all that. We're just gonna go to that last thing. Oh god, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs left. But look at that. Cool little roller coaster. I do not know what that says. Oh, look at a cool little image. And look at that. Alright, the final place. The temple. Perhaps someday we'll dance around. Not offended by realities around this. But in jagged rocks of intertwined stars. Memoirs of us and undefined superposition. Enacted not in stone but internal air. I was never into the fad of tracks, except when I needed an excuse to stabby, swish paint, and add rhino dots everywhere. Around the canvas, I call it a painting, so the art professor would give me a pat in the back. The pimple of the edge of the heaven and hell seemed to be alike in a way. It seemed I was at the edge of the canvas. But let's move that out of the way. First, its twists and turns made it look like it was some undergraduate students to design its exterior. Not to mention the nightmare toxically dating its engineer. Whoa, what? A floating structure amidst a foggy way of gray dust, a lifeless grain gel of unalive trees to pour concrete on. Her base salary has to be the maximum wage or the utmost gallantry. Man, I'm not saying that. Wouldn't even be deserving of grazing upon her face. All red, spilling over concrete, rotting on the gates, faces, and turning smooth black. I give up trying to squeeze my head in between the gates to see more of the exterior, so I just walked through again. It was windy and all, even though there wasn't really anything big gaps for the air outside to get in, probably because it was so long it had made itself the wind it needed to cool itself. But ironically, it came a steam pipe instead. I took off my jacket, it was tightly grabbing me like a shark, headed off toward the blackness at the end of the hallway. Pale white sky, shining lights of yellow, dusty sun rays on the stony pavement was getting dimmer and dimmer, so I took off my I'm not saying that, anti-venom, and looked the console sound stage on fire as a lantern light danced around the wick. It was those faulty lanterns that people usually take whenever they needed something to cool off. There was no way, other than putrid, hellish tea that sometimes appeared here. Wobbly and clacking, its wooden sticks supporting the undeserving craft hanging that way as to not fall and ruin its magic. And I just ran forward into the blackness. Oh yeah, the blackness, pure and emptiness. Holy, almost I forgot to tell you that. I guess I was distracted enough to ignore a message with God. Remember about being on the edge of canvas? It is that the hallway just ended abruptly as if it was grizzly crops pinning and it was cut right in front of me. I tried looking at the sides. It was light tight. When I retreated from it, I had this only white and ghostly shadow that was emitting off like clouded steam. I'd heard this thing where some levels just cut themselves off, and if you happen to cross on these sections, you would just get erased basically into negatives. But nobody said anything about frog coming off of them. Because of that, I searched my bag for anything I felt, any nook and cranny. Ouch, it was empty. That'd be folded, with its aluminum skin spiking on its edges that were smaller than a single gram of sugar. It was, of course, a Coca-Cola. I tiptoed my way and approached my empty space to make sure I wasn't falling and peeked up in my head, leaving my body to get eaten by the stars of the sky. It was about 10 meters away from me. I swung my head like a propeller and let go of the can. Thankfully, as I landed the throw, I heard a clang, right after it peered into the out, and that could only be one thing. In the dust I settled, I kicked some pebbles right into the blackness, and it sounded like it had fallen down a pit. Even though there was still a chance I was just hallucinating, I put my hand in a way that if it would my entire body, it would only get my hair's tips. I didn't know what made me that confident, to be honest. Maybe it was just pulling me into it for all I know, but it's just stored me more than the saturated red paint that covered the gates. So normally, so to speak, if you crossed the road for days on end, you would stop by anything that stood out. When I thought it might get brighter, I noticed the paint beginning to fade. The hair felt as though it too was dimming like an internal frog trapped behind these gates. I rummaged my right backpack hoping for a flashlight, but found none. I approached again, the weight in my hands vanished. I dropped my backpack. There were no signs of anywhere. It was gone, and then swallowed by the gates cast out by endless wind. Trying to distract myself, the fading continued. Looking down, I noticed a mat 85 feet. Ed read, "Welcome." Above it, a sign hung, number 606. Fell over me. Chose slipping into the second person's perspective. To catch myself, there was a welcome to hell. Whew. Alright, so if you like this video, like, I'm not saying don't do that.